Hi friends, welcome to AVM Media. This is Anaposala Venkatesham. Every day, they follow the AVM Media and subscribe AVM YouTube channel and send your friends. This will really very helpful to us. SC allows OPS to take the part in the council meet South Law. Five collegium picked judges to be the posted zone center. Gout response comes after the SC flags delay in the appointment to its bench. The court gives center 10 days to clear pending transfer recommendations of HC judge and the appointments of HC chief justices. It is happening that the five warrants of the appointments are being issued. It goes to the president by the evening. They will be issued. Venkata Venkat Ramani, Attorney General. Venkat Ramani. What is that? Ramani means it is a woman name. A collegium picked judges to be posted soon. Center. Gout response come after the SC flags delay in appointment to be its bench. Central government delayed. The court gives the center 10 days to clear pending transfer recommendations of HC judge and appoints of HC chief justice. The Supreme Court on Friday recorded a submission by that at Attorney General R. Venkatramani that the warrants of appointment of five judges to the top court will likely be issued the February 5th. It is happening the five warranted of the appointment or the being issued, it goes to the president by evening. Mr. Venkatramani said the Supreme Court Collegium had recommended the justice the Pankaj Mittal, Sanjay Karol, the PV Sanjay Kumar, Asaddin, Ashanuddin, Amanullah and Major Mishra for the appointment to the top court of the December 13, 2022. They have been the pending with the government for nearly 2 months. The collegium had further proposed the Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court, the Rajesh Bindal and the Gujarat High Court, the Chief Justice Arvind Kumar to the government for the appointment as the Supreme Court judges January 31st. The appointment of the seven would see the court functions with its full sanctioned strength of 34 judges. The five recommendations were made in the December. We are in February. You are saying and we have faith in you that the warrants will be issued, that it is happening. When is the next question? The bench of Justice S.K. Kaul and the A.S. Voka asked the top law officer by Sanjay. They will issue it is happening. Mr. Venkatramani said SH to be pinned down to specified day happened will be happen when the things have not been happening for the years. Gather, we do not want to give the date, but tell us the how many days will it will be happen. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. How many days should we record? Should record in our order? Justice Kaul asked. With the sense of the responsibility, I am saying the five warrants will be issued. It is happening, Mr. Venkata Ramani said. The court further put the government on an ultimatum giving to 10 days to clear the Supreme Court collegium recommendations on the transfer of High Court judge and High Court appointment, especially pending appointments of High Court Chief Justice. బాగా సురుకలు పెట్టి చెవులు విండింది ఈ కొలీజియం. గవర్నమెంట్ నరేంద్ర మోడీ గవర్నమెంట్కు అల్టిమేటం జారీ చేసింది. ఇక్కడ ఏమడిగింది చూడండి, హౌ మెనీ డేస్ ఇట్ విల్ హ్యాపెన్ 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. How many days should record in our order? Justify Justice Kaul asked. మీరు 2 నెలల క్రితం డిసెంబర్లో పంపినటువంటి ఫైలు కొలీజియం యొక్క ఫైలు డిసెంబర్లో పంపిరు. గవర్నమెంట్ నరేంద్ర మోడీ గవర్నమెంట్కు పంపిరు క్లియరెన్స్ కోసం. వీళ్ళు 2 నెలలు పెండింగ్ పెట్టి ఇంతవరకు కూడా దాని మీద ఆమోద ముద్ర వేయలు. మీకు ఎన్ని రోజులు టైం కావాలి? 2 రోజులా, 3 రోజులా, 4 రోజులా, ఎన్ని రోజులు కావాలి? చేసరా చేయరని అల్టిమేటం చేయకుంటే 10 నోటీసులు ఇష్యూ చేసి తీసి పడేసి మిమ్మల్ని కేర్ చేయకుండా మేము చేసేస్తామని చెప్పే వరకు ఇమ్మీడియట్గా వాళ్ళు స్పందించి చేసిరు. నిజంగా మంచి పని చేసిరు. ఎందుకంటే ఉన్న సాంప్రదాయానికన్నా ఈ నరేంద్ర మోడీ గవర్నమెంట్ చేస్తున్నటువంటి తప్పులు అనేకమైన చేస్తే సుప్రీంకోర్టు మీద కూడా వీళ్ళు చేస్తున్నటువంటి అరాచకాలు మనకు బయటపడుతూ ఉన్నాయి. ఏదేమైనా సుప్రీంకోర్టు కొలీజియం గెలిచింది నరేంద్ర మోడీ గవర్నమెంట్ మీద. ఇది ఒకటి చెప్పొచ్చు. SC seeks record on ban on BBC documentary. The Supreme Court on Friday directed the government to produce the original record on the decision to block the screening of the British Broadcasting Corporation BBC documentary. The series title India the Modi Question. A bench of the Justice Sanjeev Khanna and MMV Sandresh issued a formal notice to the Union of India through the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, the Twitter Communication India Private Limited, and the Google India the Private Limited. The court listed the case in April. I did not, however, issue any interim order on the petition, the filed by the senior journalist N. Ram, MP Madhu Mohitra, and advocate Prashant Bhushan. We can say a bench of justice and Sanjeev Khanna and issued the notice the union government through the Ministry of its Information and Broadcasting, Twitter, the Communications, Indian Private Limited, the Google India Private Limited. The court listed the case in April. I did not, however, issue any interim order on the petition filed by the senior journalist N. Ram, MP Mahua Motra, and the advocate Prashant Bhushan. The page number is running. SC seeks records on the ban on BBC documentary. Okay, చేయండి. ఇప్పుడు BBC డాక్యుమెంటరీ వేరే కంట్రీలో మొత్తము ఆదాని మీద నరేంద్ర మోడీ మీద అనేకమైనటువంటి ఆరోపణలు చేసింది. వీళ్ళు ఫేక్ సంస్థలు పెట్టి ప్రజల సొమ్ము కొల్లగొడుతున్నారు. అడ్డగోలుగా ఈ దేశాన్ని, అంటే నరేంద్ర మోడీ చెప్తున్న మాటలన్నీ అంత కరెక్ట్ కాదు. నరేంద్ర మోడీ స్వయాన ప్రజల సొమ్ము తీసుకుపోయి ఆదానికి పెడుతున్నాడు. అవన్నీ ఫేక్. ఆదాని గ్రూపులు ఎప్పుడో పడిపోతాయని చెప్పి అవన్నీ వాళ్ళు చేసినటువంటి ఆరోపణలు 83 క్వశ్చన్లతో 83 క్వశ్చన్లకు ఆన్సర్ చెప్పాలని చెప్పి వాళ్ళు అడిగితే వీళ్ళు ఎంబడే ఇండియాలో ఉన్నటువంటి బీబీ ఛానల్ను బ్యాన్ చేశారు. నరేంద్ర మోడీ ప్రభుత్వం బ్యాన్ చేసింది ఎవరికి తెలియకుండా. ఇది బ్యాన్ చేసినా కానీ జనాలకు అంతా తెలిసిపోయింది. ఇప్పుడు దాని మీద రికార్డుల గురించి ఏదో మాట్లాడుతాం. ఓకే, రైట్. ద బ్యాంకింగ్ సెక్టార్ స్టేబుల్ సీక్ రికార్డ్ ఆన్ ద బ్యాన్ ఆన్ BBC డాక్యుమెంటరీ. వాళ్ళు BBC డాక్యుమెంటరీ ఎందుకు బ్యాన్ చేసిరనే దాని మీద తెలుసుకుంటుంది సుప్రీంకోర్టు. ఇక్కడ సీకింగ్ సెక్టార్స్ బ్యాంకింగ్ సెక్టార్స్ స్టేబుల్ అండ్ రెసిలెంట్ సేస్ RBI హమీడ్ ఆడాని ఇంబ్రోగ్లియో. ఇక్కడ మినిస్ట్రీ రివ్యూస్ ఆదాని గ్రూప్స్ ఫైనాన్షియల్ పేపర్స్. ఏమంటో ద కార్పొరేట్ అఫైర్స్ మినిస్ట్రీ హ్యాస్ స్టార్టెడ్ ఏ preliminary review of Adani Groups, the financial statement and other regulatory submission made over the year. 2 senior government officials told return to the Friday. Okay. Fans bid adieu to Vishwanath. Adieu to Vishwanath. Okay. Here we can see సోమయాజులు డైరెక్టర్ ద సోమయ, ఇక్కడ రాజమౌళి, SS రాజమౌళి, కీరవాణి, బ్రహ్మానందం, జయప్రద, చిరంజీవి. They came to Vishwanath's native village in Guntur, plunges into grief. వాళ్ళ విలేజ్ ఇట్లా ఉన్న పరిస్థితి. The director who drew the families to cinema halls. ఇక్కడ విశ్వనాథ్ చేసినటువంటి సినిమా ఏ సినిమా? ఏ స్టిల్ ఫ్రమ్ ద ఫిలిం సాగర సంగమం, కమలాసన్. ఇక్కడ ఏ ఫ్రే ఇంటూ బాలీవుడ్ సమ్ విశ్వనాథ్ బాలీవుడ్ షాప్ విశ్వనాథ్ సక్సెస్. Political leaders united in the mourning death of the as filmmaker. Filmmaker a huge loss in cinema industry. Okay. Women murdered in broad daylight. Indian murder in broad daylight. Man arrested for the sexually assaulting sister. Okay. A woman in her 30 was murdered in a broad daylight allegedly by her husband at Asham Nagar in the Langar House police limits on Friday. The victim was identified as a Kareem Begum, Karina Begum, the mother of three and a teacher. Mother of three and a teacher at the private school. The incident took place at around 8:30 a.m. When Miss Begum was on her way to school, her husband MD Yusuf allegedly attacked her with an iron rod. The woman died on the spot due to the profuse bleeding. Yusuf, a construction worker, and Miss Begum were married for 7 years. They had been living separately for over a year. Reportedly, owing to differences between them. The children were in a Begum's custody. The Langar House police arrested Yusuf and he has been booked under the charges of murder. West fellow లంగర్ హౌస్లో ఒక టీచర్ను, స్కూల్ టీచర్ను కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ పనికిరాని చేసుకుంటే గిట్లే ఉంటుంది. వాడు వచ్చి ఇద్దరు విడిపోయారంట, కోపం వచ్చి ఐరన్ రాడ్తో కొట్టి చంపేసిన. Man arrested for the sexually assaulting sister. A 23 years old man was arrested for the allegedly sexually assaulting his sister, a minor, at their residence in a Pahadi Sharif. He assaulted her when they were alone at their home. He threatened her against revealing about it. The girl shared her flight with her mother when he again tried to assault. Okay. Much punish. Close. Discussion on state development model across the country. The governor addressed the joint sitting of the legislature. Let's answer the criticism of the center. State progress in phenomenal manner on every front, and the extraordinary success is due to the chief minister skillful administration, says Tamilisai Sundar Rajan. It's wrong. Whatever they wrote down in their agenda, whatever they did, she read it, that's it. The asserting that the inclusive and the comprehensive development of Telangana has become a role model for the country. The governor Tamilisai Sundar Rajan has said that there is a discussion across the country about the Telangana development model. Right. The state is progressing in a phenomenal manner on every front, and the extraordinary success of the state is due to the skillful administration by Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the hard work of the people's representative, and dedication shown by the government employees. The government said she was delivering her traditional address to the joint sitting of the state legislature on the Friday. The marking the commencement of the budget session. Contrary to expectations that the speech would have criticism of the center and focus of the Dr. Uh, Tamilisai addresses was an entirely on the welfare schemes and the development achieved in the youth achieved achieved in the youngest state in 8.5 years. She recalled the time when the state suffered with the power cuts and the entire agriculture sector was distressed. Distressed. There was a time when the people used to fight for the every drop of water, she said. But the consistent of efforts of the government had ensured that there was a 24 hours power supplying and the state had become the granary supplying food to the rest of the country. There was a time when the rural areas represented the pictures of poverty and the distress, but the villages had been completely transformed and had become model with the high quality of life. My government faced innumerable challenges to the bring the state from a separate situations to what has become a model for the rest of the country. She arrived. She arrived in the process. Uncertainties and obstacles had been overcome, and whole country was in a awe of the progress made by the Telangana. The state was not only economically strong but also one of the top performer in welfare and the development. The economic development achieved would be seen from the fact that the total receipt which were just 62,000 crore at the time of state formation increased in the 1.84 lakh crores by the 2021-22, and the per capita and the per capita income that grew into 1.24 lakh to 1.3.17 lakh in 2022-23. The progress is due to the focus on the capital expenditure by the government. Government. She said the quoting the development in the agriculture sectors. She said irrigation facilities which were for the 20 lakh acres grew the 73.33 lakh acres, and the government was determined to achieve the target of the providing irrigation to the more than 1 crore acres, which would be the achieved very shortly. Tapping this was the implementation of the Raitu Bandhu and Raitu Bima, unique schemes for the welfare of the farmers whose entire expenditure was being borne by the government by the government. As a result, agriculture production increased from 68.7 lakh tons to 2.02 crores tons, and the government was buying every grain produced by the farmers. మొత్తం శ్రీరంగ నీతులు పనికిరాని పనులు ఇది చేసేది. ఇలాంట ఒక్కొక్క గింజ కొంటారు అంటే రైతులు గింజ కొనక రోడ్డు మీద చేసినటువంటి మొలకలు వెళ్ళిపోయినా వీళ్ళదే. వీళ్ళు రైతు బంధు కూడా బోగస్ అని నేనేమో చెప్పిన. అనేకమైనటువంటి 24 hours పవర్ కూడా ఇవ్వట్లేదు. ఆ కరెంట్ పవర్ను అనేది తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్రంలో నాశనం చేసి గబ్బు లేపారు వీళ్ళు మామూలు తప్పులు చేయలేదు. ఒక్కటి కాదు, ఈ బడ్జెట్లో మ్యాక్సిమం చేసింది గోరంతా చెప్పుకున్నది కొండంత తప్ప ఏం లేదు. అంత అవుతుంది, అంత డంబాచారం. రిలీజ్ లోన్స్ ఫర్ ద ఉమెన్ గ్రూప్ బీజేపీ లీడర్ టెల్స్ గౌడ్. ట్రూ బిట్వీన్ గవర్నర్ trust between governor and the chief minister. Okay, decision soon and next an existing session. Fire breaks out in the soon to be inaugurates the state secretariat. Congress leaders take into the custody. This is the paristiti. This is the situation. Fire breaks out in soon to be the inaugurated. త్వరలోపల ఓపెనింగ్ చేద్దామని కేసీఆర్ బర్త్డే అనుకుంటే మొత్తం మాటలు బట్టి అడకపోయింది సెక్రటరియట్. అన్ని సీకులు సిత్తుపోతే ఉన్నాయి, అంతే ఏం లేదు. ఏ ఫైర్ బ్రోక్అవుట్ ఇన్ ద న్యూలీ కన్స్ట్రక్టెడ్ తెలంగాణ స్టేట్ సెక్రటరియట్ విచ్ ఈస్ ద బీయింగ్ రెడీడ్ ఫర్ being ready for the inauguration ceremony in a 14 fortnight year in the early hours of the Friday. Official sources said no one was were injured in the incident. The fire reportedly uh, originated at around 3 a.m. in the lower floors of the building were material for woodwork and plastic was stored. It was not clear if an electric short circuit caused the fire. The Telangana Fire Services soon pressed 11 fire tenders to the site to contain the situation. Scenes at the accident site showed thick billowing smoke. Billowing smoke from the behind the center dome covering the large background. The various roads to the various the various roads to the secretariats were heavily barricaded by the police, and access was denied for the denied for the media persons and other vehicular the movement. Director General the Fire Services Y Nagireddy was seen present at the site, taking a stock of the situation. He, however, did not communicate with the media on the incident. The State Fire Services or the Chief Minister's office lateral in the day also did not disclose the details about the event that led the accident had an accident and the damages in occurred. ఇవన్నీ బయటపడకుండా చూడడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేస్తున్నారు వీళ్ళంతా. కానీ మీడియాకు మీడియాకు వితౌట్ మాట్లాడకుండా మొత్తం జాగ్రత్త పడుతున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు సీఎం చెప్పి ఏం మాట్లాడమంటే అవన్నీ జాగ్రత్త చూసి జరిగింది ఒకటి చెప్పేది ఒకటి అబద్ధాలు, ప్రజలకు అబద్ధాలు చెప్పడానికి రెడీగా అయ్యారు. అంతే, ఏం లేదు. కాంగ్రెస్ లీడర్స్ టేక్ ఓవర్ the focus on establishing the medical college in every district. Names expansion, CCTV cameras, public health. Okay. Kanga BJP express dismay over the governor address. Yes, the friends, well wishers, fans bid fair, tearful hadayu to Vishwanath. Kashi Vishwanath. SCR gets 65% higher fund allocation this year. Kerala budget petrol liquor to cost more. Avuna. The budget earmarked the 2,000 crores for the tackling the inflation and the 100 crores for the Making Kerala program is intended by the promote the local industry and the self-reliance. Finance minister says state is countering hard budget constraining given the limits elbow space offered by the center on the fiscal front. Choose by poll candidate via AIADMK. The General Council OPS cannot vote to say SSC. Russia India's to operate. 30 students of welfare schools in AP escape traced after 2 hours. 30 students of welfare schools. That the incident of 30 boys pursuing the intermediate 11 second year at the Gurukul Patashala at Kotakota in Andhra Pradesh, scaling that the compound wall and going missing for a few hours on Thursday evening created a flutter. According to the information, the school authorities grew suspicious as the boys did not attend the afternoon class after a preliminary research around the school. They reported the matter to the Kotakota and the Peddatippa Samudram. The police in the district After the 2 hours search, the police traced the boys at a petrol pump a few km away from the school. They were all brought back to the school in a mini lorry. Revenue divisional officer Madanapalli, Venu and the Madanapalli Vale and DSP K. Kasa Keshappa visited the school and held a preliminary inquiry as all the students were senior of the officials ruled out to the possibility of the ragging. Okay, let it go. Inner states youth gets 3 years in jail for harassing minor girl. Minor, 4 held for the illegally using the explosive of the construction sites. 3 booked for the stealing, killing a pet cat. Pet cat. SCR added the 198-kilometer track this year. Efforts on the improve the women's security. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. వి విల్ మీట్ దట్ లైవ్లో వచ్చిన మీ అందరూ ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటున్నాను. మళ్ళీ ఏదో ఉన్నాడు, హవ్ ఏ మ్యాన్ ఫేక్డ్ దిస్ డెత్ ఇన్ ది ఇన్సూరెన్స్ అండ్ ఫెయిల్డ్. Okay, we will see in the evening what is happening like this stories. We will see. Thank you very much.